Well, guys, we got all sorts of stuff going on right now, including a new intro.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Well, we've been working on the garden, plan on doing something with that this year. Now, if you guys remember how this deck used to look in older pictures, it had a big bow to it, and that's because the foundation on the sides here is slowly starting to, well, erode away, not erode, but slide. So what we're having to do is I dug out this area of the ground here and stuck those cinder boards down inside there, jacked it up, try to bring it up as high as I could without cracking too much stuff. What had happened is this cinder block here, this block was down inside of there, and this 4x4, which goes straight through, was down inside of that block. And well, over time, when this settled, it came to rest on the cement right there, and the block just kept sinking and then started shifting off and moving over to the side. So because the porch was resting on that concrete, it didn't need any, the concrete was supporting the deck. So this block sank more and shifted off to the side. So there was no more contact there between that block. But then, over the years, now remember this house is 20 years old, so since the weight of the deck was down on this concrete, and I don't know how well you're going to see this, you can be able to see this, but if you can see the foundation, the barrier that they put up with wood, the ground has eroded away and started to cave in and push all that wood out here. You can see the light right there, and what was happening is that while this was all caving in, it was creating a hole underneath the cement, so the cement no longer had any support underneath it. So with all of the dirt coming out, there was no support for the cement, and the weight of the deck, you can see what happened here. You see what's been happening. Now this has all been here ever since we moved in. It's just now we're starting to see what we can do with it. And we looked into the insurance for this to see if insurance would help us out. And they won't. So this is classified as normal exterior wear and tear. So yeah, we're not going to get any help with this. So what I'm going to have to do is I've already dug down, still kind of up in the air, you know, we could put cement right in here to support this, but I'm thinking about digging all of that dirt out that's underneath here, and you can see how this cement's broken away because I've been taking my welding hammer and going to town on it. See? Yeah. And there's no re-rod in this. It's 4 inches thick, so whoever laid it didn't put any re-rod in it, so yeah, it's going to be easy to bust all apart. So we're going to have to take out this whole section here. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to break out all that, build up some forms underneath, get rid of all that wood that's underneath there, build up some forms, put some re-rod in there, or maybe fiber mesh. Fiber mesh is fiberglass that they mix in with concrete, and it normally takes the place of re-rod. So I might use that instead. But create a form underneath here to support the whole deck. Have re-rod sticking up out of that form. So when we go to lay this and put re-rod into this, the form underneath here will be bonded with this here. So we won't have a separation of crap splitting up over years like what they did here. But of course, that's just an idea for right now. And I've got the full screen machine upside down here, and I've been slowly grinding, or not grinding, but wire wheeling all the rust off. And I've taken my little grinding tool that I connect to my air compressor and gotten in some side of some of these holes and stuff, areas that's really hard that I can't get the head of the wheel into. And so I'm just doing sections of that right now. And another thing we're gonna have to work on this summer, I called up the county guy to come down here and check this out. But out front here, wow, these are already budding. Ooh. These are lilac bushes that we planted. But now looking at the foundation out here by the road, you can't really see it, but these weeds, you know, retain water when it rains. And let's walk up over here. You can see what's happening here. Like I said, I called up one of the county guys, see if they have them come out here and check this out. See, what's happening is when it rains and water gets all filled up inside of these weeds, this whole barrier right here, this whole section is starting to fold away, and it's eventually going to just fold up and clump down into the ditch there. You see what it's doing. Let me step down in here. You see that? That's kind of hard to see on camera, but yeah, that's what's happening. And it's just kind of a matter of time before that falls in to the ditch there, so we got to figure out what to do with that. A few years back, I saw this infomercial about the soldering guns, or the soldering irons that, I think, if I remember right, they took a 9-volt battery, but you could push the button to solder parts, you know, electronic parts and stuff, but you could take it off, you could stop soldering and touch your finger with it, and it wouldn't burn you. It was like some type of instantaneous heat soldering iron. And I've been looking around trying to find that. I can't remember what the name was, but they were really kind of cool, and I'm kind of looking for something like that, but I can't remember what they're called. So if you guys know of those kind of soldering irons, post down below and let me know, because I think that's kind of cool. I'd like to get myself one of those. Now I've tried doing a Google search trying to find those soldering irons, but I'm not having any luck because I can't remember what the name of them are or anything. So all I do remember is that they were really neat because you could put in a 9-volt battery into these things, or maybe they took a charger, I can't remember, but when you soldered with them, it was like instantaneous heat right on the tip, and then when you got done and stopped pushing the button, you could like touch the thing right to your finger and it wouldn't burn you. So I think it'd be kind of neat to get my hands on one of those, but I don't even know what they're called or where to even look. So maybe you guys might know what I'm talking about. Now I've gone through for the full Screen Machine plans. They're kind of available, but I'm doing them in sections. So what I do have available right now is just the primary frame, the roll cage and back part where the engine goes. I don't have the dimension. Well, I do have the dimensions, but there's some stuff I have to work out for the A arms and stuff. So that'll be coming soon. But right now, what I have available are just the primary body frame. I don't have the rear end completely done yet. There's still some dimensions that I need to put in that thing. I could put it over on my website, but I don't know. My website probably isn't going to be up for much longer. I looked at the ad revenue that it generated last year compared to the views that it's gotten. And because my view count has dropped here on YouTube with all my new uploads, I mean, it's been happening since last September. You can go back into my channel and look at my most recent videos all the way back to September, and like very few of them have over 1,000 views. So something's really wrong. Something really bad is happening to my content here and on my system. So, but it's been happening like that for like the past 2 years. You know, view count on new uploads just keeps dropping. So a lot of those videos are, I try to draw traffic over to my website. And because of the lack of traffic going to my new videos, which generates a lack of traffic going off to my website, tmanscarts.com, is probably going to be shut down in a few months because it didn't generate enough ad revenue last year for it to keep it going. It cost me about $135 a year to operate that website and to operate my website. So last year it didn't generate half the amount of ad revenue to support it. So I'm going to have to shut down my website because I'm sick and tired of spending my own money, all my ad revenue that I get from all these sources to try to get to get everything to work. And I'm just getting sick of it. So T-Man's Carts most likely will be shut down in a few months. Something else, I was looking around on YouTube here. Man, what's happened to the Fine Brothers? I don't know if you guys know that YouTube channel, the Fine Brothers, but it's like, wow, some crazy stuff has been happening to them. Somebody had contacted me on Facebook and asked me about engines and getting a 212cc engine. Well, actually, he has a 97cc engine for his go-kart. And I told him to go ahead with a 212 Harbor Freight, and he had asked me that seems like too much power for my kids. Well, it's not really. When it comes to the CC of a 4-stroke engine over the CCs of a 2-stroke engine, a 2-stroke engine is more like a motorcycle or an ATV or a 4-wheeler, that kind of stuff. Though, well, most of the time, because there's 4 strokes on those too. But there's a difference between a 2-stroke and a 4-stroke. 2-stroke engines normally will have an RPM of about 5,000 to 6,000 RPMs. So a 200cc engine that is 2-stroke will have about 5,000 or 6,000 RPMs. A 200 4-stroke is more like these smaller industrial engines that you'll see a lot on go-karts, and those RPMs are about 3,600. So just because the CC is one thing, and it might sound like it's big, keep in mind that there's a difference between 2-strokes and 4-stroke engines. So the 4-stroke 212cc Predator engines, they're not motorcycle engines. So those kind of engines would be okay for you to put on a machine for your kids. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. Like I said, the soldering iron, if you guys know anything about the soldering iron, please let me know. Let me know what you think of the new intro. Also, if you guys know what's going on with the Fine Brothers, I've heard a lot of people out there hating them now, so it's kind of weird. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Like the video, post a comment down below, and I'll see ya.